I think I speak for a lot of Spurs fans. This season has been very different to previous seasons in our recent kind of history in terms of managers. Obviously with the likes of Jose Mourinho, Conte, and God forbid shall I say, even Nuno. I think it's been a breath of fresh air. Obviously, at the start of the season, we had a bit of a blow when we heard that Harry Kane was announcing that he was going to leave Spurs to try something new at Bayern Munich. And we're thinking, we ain't got a striker, or we've got a new man coming in to show his philosophy to the team. Are we going to get the best out of this Tottenham side, especially not having our front man? My word, right at the start of the season, I think we were all kind of blown away at the way we started. We had the likes of Maddison with his swagger in the middle. We had the likes of everybody firing on all cylinders, including Sonny. I really thought we were onto something. Obviously, then injuries and suspensions decided they were going to bow their heads, and the ship kind of rocked a little bit. But you know what? I think it's put us up for a great stead for the future, because we managed to ride that wave and we finished in a European spot. Okay, not quite Champions League, but you know what? For a first season under a brand new manager coming into the Premier League, which I kind of think we all kind of forget that he's never been in the Premier League before, and the fact that we're sitting where we are in the table, the fact that we've got young blood coming through the system as well, and we've already made obviously a signing or loan signing with Timo Werner already, which yes has caused a bit of mixed debate, but it signs that we're doing business early, which only means it could lead to bigger and better things. That's kind of my take on the season. I think we've had a great first season under Ange Postecoglou, and the biggest thing for me is the fact that he's managed to unite the fans together. We were at rock bottom, obviously with Jose and Conte. We were all kind of tearing ourselves apart, but I've actually enjoyed watching us play this season, and I'm hopeful for many more things to come in the future. But you know what? That's my take on it. I'd be happy to hear your take in the comment sections below, so make sure you do that, and don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. But I've decided to ask some good friends of mine and some familiar faces that you may recognise to be their thoughts on the season, on what they make of it all with Ange's first appointment in the Premier League. Sit back, relax, and here we go.
Hey, Hollie. So for me, I feel like it's been a really great season. I've really enjoyed watching the team ever since Ange walked through the doors here at Spurs training ground. I think it's been very exciting. I think the way we play football, the style of play, that very attacking mentality, has been a joy to watch. I've really enjoyed a lot of the players who have come through into the team to make their first season in the Premier League so memorable. Obviously, starting with Vicario at the back, I'm sure everybody's been speaking about him. But Vicario to Destiny to Mickey van der Ven, James Maddison at the front as well. It's been a really, really exciting season. So I've enjoyed watching the team. There's been some seriously memorable moments. Obviously, that late comeback against Liverpool was definitely a highlight for me. We've seen some brilliant goals. Pedro Porro getting goal of the season with that wonder strike from deep. Absolutely brilliant to see. So you can see how windy it is here in Enfield. But listen, it's been a really exciting season. I hope next year is just as good. And fingers crossed we can finish even higher up the table. I've got a shout out whilst I've got some time here. The women's team as well, getting into their first FA Cup final ever. Fantastic job from them. And of course, just recently, our academy, PL2 champions. They won the league phase. Then they picked up the playoff trophy as well at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. What a season across the board. More to come next year. Bring it on.
What's going on, Hollie? It's Sonny from Sonny Talk Spurs, and you want me to give my opinions on Tottenham's season. On my own channel, I gave us a 7 out of 10. I think we overachieved a little bit this season. You know, with all the injuries and a new manager implementing a new system, I don't think it was all bad. You know, there were moments, there were blips. There was the end of season where we lost 4 in a row, but it's teething problems. You know, it is going to happen when we got a new manager and we're trying to implement a new style, and we desperately need more players in certain positions. So I don't think it's all doom and gloom. I think it's positive. We've had some good results this season. We have had some bad ones, but that's what it is. You know, you've got to think of the likes of Pep, Arteta and Klopp in their first seasons. Didn't all go to plan. They finished 8th and 3rd. Manchester City finished 3rd under Pep Guardiola. Remember that. They lost 4-0 to Everton at Goodison Park as well that season. So yeah, it's not all bad. I think it's quite positive. I'm a happy clapper and I'm loving Big Ange instead.
Hi everyone, it's Wes here. Firstly, just want to say a big thank you to Hollie for asking me to do this video and giving me the opportunity to speak about my thoughts for the season so far from a Spurs point of view. I think we've had a really, really good season. You know, we've had a lot of change, obviously with Ange coming in, new manager, new philosophy. new way of playing, and I think not only the way is Ange taken to it, but the new players that have come in, you know, the likes of Vicario, Van der Ven at the back, your Doggy, Basuma coming in from sort of out of the wilderness along with Pat Matasar. I think they've both done really, really well on the whole this season. Obviously, Madder's coming in, giving us that little bit of extra X factor and that little bit of extra creativity towards the top end of the pitch. We've also had, you know, the likes of Brennan Johnson coming in, and I think overall, if you would have offered any Spurs fan, I think 5th position at the start of the season, with everything that has happened prior, obviously the fact we lost Harry Kane, and the whole new manager thing, I think every Spurs fan would have taken it. So, yeah, from my perspective and my point of view, really, really happy with how the season's gone. And yeah, looking forward now to Europe next season and the Europa League on Thursday nights.
What's happening, everyone? It's your boy Patrick Tyrant, aka Young Swaggy Daniels, BK Chatty Patty, CKA the People's Champion. Now, I just added that last one in just to see if you're paying attention. But yeah, hope you're good. Hope you're enjoying your summer break. No football for a while until the Euros. Means you can just relax, recalibrate, focus on other things. And in the meantime, Hollie's asked me to quickly put together a quick season recap, thoughts, how I feel and all of that good stuff. So here we are, man. And I like to say that it's a solid first season for Ange Postecoglou. He's a manager that, as you probably will know from my stints on Last Word on Spurs and the Football Terrace and all the other podcasts I'm on, I wasn't happy when he was appointed. I thought we could have done better. Wasn't sure of his CV. Wasn't sure if he had the credentials to manage a team in turmoil and stepping into literally the hardest league in the world. And to be fair, he's answered a lot of his critics, including answering me. We jumped from 8th to 5th. So on the stand, just looking at, looking from the outside in, that's a very good season considering we lost Harry Kane the day before the season starts. He had to manage so many injuries. There was a lot of stuff going on in the background. But when you take a look at it, considering the amazing start that we had, we were flying, the best team in the league, unbeaten in 10 games. I think we had won 8 of them, 2 draws, and we had gone away to the Emirates. We had played some good teams and not lost. So when you look at that, and then after the Chelsea game, we just literally hit a massive brick wall. We had Mickey van der Ven and James Maddison injured in the same game. Romero suspended. Udogie suspended because of 2 yellow cards. Romero, a 3-match ban. And it just all went to pot. And, to look at how he's managed all of that, the rotation of players, injuries, a lot of our key players, it was their first season. So he brought in Vicario, he brought in James Maddison, he brought in Udogie, and all of these guys stepped up to the plate. And obviously Mickey van der Ven, our player of the season, and arguably one of the league's best centre-backs. So you add all of that into the pot, and like I said, losing Harry Kane, the world's best striker. Let's have it right. This guy won the Golden Boot in Germany, won the European Golden Boot, literally scored 30 goals a season for us year in and year out, plus the 8, 9, 10 assists. So we lost one of the world's best players just before the season kicked off. So it could have been a lot worse. And the only disappointment for me is that I feel we could have finished higher than 5th. I think 5th is, when you look at it, it's where we deserve to be. But we lost so many games and we threw away a lot of games where we were a better team, but just didn't close out the game. Losing 4 on the spin at the end of the season didn't help. So when you factor in all of these things, there is a bit of disappointment, but all in all, very good season. There's a lot to build off of. I really want to see us go hard in the transfer window and address the gaps in the squad where I feel you all know what, the areas are a key concern. And number 6, an out 20 goal a season striker and a 1v1 demon on the wing who can really beat a man and take them on and chip in with goals and assists. But I think Ange's had a good season. I think there's a lot to build off of. We can't rest on our laurels. When I look at us and Aston Villa, we're there or thereabouts, but it's the top 3 teams where there's a big golfing class. Your Arsenals, your Liverpools, and your Man Cities. Those are the teams I'm looking at and I want to try and emulate. And obviously for us to push on next season. Ange spoke a big game. He's talked the talk. He wants to challenge. He's here to win things. So I really want to see the intent. And I really want to see him backed in the window so that we can actually do what he's saying, But all in all, like I said, a decent first season. Very pleased with Vicario. Very pleased with Mickey van der Ven. Really pleased with the first half of the season on James Maddison. a bit underwhelming after the injury, but I feel he was rushed back. But that's for another, that's another story for another day. I think I'm rambling on a bit, so I'm going to leave it here. But yeah, continue to support Holes. She's a great podcaster, a great YouTuber. She's a great personality and a great person on the scene. And by all means, check me out as well, Patrick Tyrant, on Twitter and YouTube. And I hope to see all you guys soon.
Hi there, Luke here from Park Lane Podcast. Just wanted to give my thoughts on Ange's first season at Tottenham Hotspur. I think we can look back on this season with a lot of pride and also with a lot of negativity as well. Look, we have had major injury crisis this season and our form hasn't been sensational, but you've got to give it to Ange Postecoglou and his staff. 5th in the Premier League in his first season is excellent, especially without our main goal scorer, Harry Kane. Now, in terms of transfer business, I think you can look at some really good transfer business there. I think James Maddison, Mickey van der Ven, and even Brennan Johnson have been good signings for Spurs. Timo Werner, on the other hand, I don't think has paid off, but not everything can. I think we can look forward to next season and really push on to Champions League spots and potentially winning a domestic trophy. Until next season, come on you Spurs.
Hello everyone at Hollie Hotspur. So Hollie's asked me to do a 1-minute review of the season we've just completed. Well, to start off with, I had 2 expectations to gauge success on. One was that we have a manager that starts the season and ends the season, so congratulations on that. And the second one was to take the cup competition seriously. Unfortunately, the latter one we really didn't. Listen, we lost Harry Kane, all the injuries, everything we had. To finish 5th is a big achievement, and it's certainly progression. The first 10 games of the season was an absolute joy to behold and incredible football. Ange just got to hopefully get the right players in with a certain someone who I highly doubt back him, or highly doubt will back him. But let's hope I'm wrong, and let's look forward to another season of Ange.
There you have it. What a wrap up, and what a lot of different kind of opinions on Ange's first season. It's done, it's dusted, and we look ahead to the 24-25 season. There's a lot going on between the summer. Hopefully a lot of transfers happen and we get a lot of players in that we definitely need to fill the gaps and maybe move some players on. But I'm excited for what the future may hold with Ange Postecoglou. Let me know your thoughts on Ange's first season in the comment section below. And until next time, come on you Spurs.